Good evening. It's Sunday, November 20th, 2011, and this is my week in review. Once again, my opinion of what I see going on in the United States and my opinion from a political standpoint. This week, I'm going to start talking about what happened at the UC Davis campus, because this follows up a video that I made a couple of weeks ago about what happened with Occupy Oakland. Once again, we see an overreach from a police department against citizens that are exercising their constitutional right of the First Amendment. Now, I'm sure everyone has seen the videos by now of two police officers pepper spraying a group of students that were sitting on the ground, not committing any acts of violence. Basically, they had their arms locked together, and the police just summarily pepper sprayed all of them. What I read today is that the president of the California University system has placed those two officers on administrative leave, and the chancellor of that facility has also made some comments about it. And I'm going to add my comments to it also. First of all, it was disgusting. And I think that most people in the United States that have seen this agree that it was a complete overreach and an abuse of police powers. This taken in context with the pepper spraying of the Occupy Wall Street people by the chief of the lower Manhattan district there, Bologna, and the tear gas shell being fired at a veteran, U.S. veteran, two-time deployed to Iraq, that ended up in critical condition. And so I want to put this in the context of what I understand to be the laws in the United States. So in the case that one adult had done this to another adult in the United States, just grabbed a can of pepper spray and pepper sprayed someone that was not attacking them, we would have been looking at some very serious charges, at the very least assault. And although I'm not an attorney, I think there would have been, and there is, a serious cause of action here. Now, I understand that Officer Bologna in the Manhattan district that pepper sprayed the Occupy Wall Street people there several weeks ago had received as a punishment for that the loss of 10 days of vacation. So my question is that to be the standard punishment in the United States now for someone assaulting someone else with a can of pepper spray, the loss of a few days of their vacation? Well, if that's the case, then we're probably going to see a lot more people get pepper sprayed and a lot more citizens pepper spraying other people if all they're going to lose is a couple of days of their vacation. As I understand it, the police in the United States fall under the same laws that all of the citizens of the United States do. And if they're citizens of the United States, they don't live under a separate set of laws than the rest of us do. And they're not entitled to any privilege to assault citizens of the United States any more than someone walking down the street would have that right to do so. So I hope, because I've already played out the scenario in my head of what would happen to those two police officers that did the pepper spraying earlier this week, had I been the chancellor or president of the California University system. And it would have included bringing them, although they are at much lower rank, I would have brought them into the office, had them lay their weapons and badges on the table, along with the university's general counsel and all of their superiors, and they would have been summarily dismissed from the police force. That's just the way that I feel about it. And so I hope that some sort of reasonable justice comes into play here in the next couple of weeks. I understand that they're going to take 30 days to review all of this, and I understand letting cooler heads prevail, but I hope it's just so not so that this goes out of the news cycle and then they end up with the loss of a few days vacation. I can only imagine what my reaction would have been if it had been one of my sons or one of my daughters there that had been assaulted like that. The next thing I want to discuss this week is what I saw earlier in the week in Congress. The last time I spoke, it was about the concealed carry bill that was going to make it basically reciprocal. Any state that allowed a concealed carry, someone would be able to, with a concealed carry license, be able to do that anywhere in the United States where it was authorized for them to do so. So then I hear that a balanced budget amendment bill had been placed in the House's business, but I was surprised to learn, but not completely surprised, that they had scheduled it for 1 hour of debate. Well, I didn't get to see all of it, but I got to see the last of it, and it was no more than I expected from the Congress that we have now. It was what I saw was a lot of finger pointing. I watched Steny Hoyer in particular speaking, and it was a case of you did this and they did this, and so my comments regarding the balanced budget amendment are this. I think we need one in the United States because I don't think that the people that we elect to office have the fortitude to actually control the spending of our money. So I look at the defeat of this balanced budget amendment bill as cowardice on the part of our U.S. House of Representatives. And you know, all it takes are a few people in our House and in our Senate and in our executive branch to display a little bit of fortitude and take a little risk to be able to accomplish the things that so many people in the United States feel should be accomplished. Anyway, those are my comments for Sunday, November the 20th, 2011, and I hope you have a good evening.